So good afternoon everybody. Haven't been live in a long time. Well, I suppose yesterday we were live. We were over in Amsterdam. So I think there was a good few of you followed us. We had an absolutely fabulous time. We went over on a trip, first of all to visit the growers. So we went to a grower called Portanova. So Portanova, what they do is they grow the white Naomi roses and the red Naomi roses. They would be very popular, white ones for weddings, red ones for Valentine's Day and all year round. So Deirdre's just made an amazing video this morning using all the snaps and photographs and little videos and shots that we took when we visited Portanova. So if you get a chance, post it on the Facebook page, is it Deirdre?
Yeah, it's on Facebook.
So if you go to the Facebook page, some of you are watching on Instagram, some of you are watching on Facebook. So if you pop over to our Facebook page and have a look at it, because I have to say we were fascinated. So eco-friendly, where even down to the water, how they're recycling it. And I think what I found most amazing was I presumed the roses were grown in soil, but they're actually not. They're grown in rock wool, it's called. So it's just kind of like that insulating foam that you would probably use in houses. And it's obviously soaked with water and there's nutrients. And again, among florists, a lot of florists kind of like dispute about chrysal, and they're not really too sure whether they will use chrysal, they find it good or bad. And I have to say, in Portanova, they were all on for chrysal. So the gentleman that showed us around and gave us a tour yesterday was Aid, A-A-D was his name. So if you pop over, have a look at the video, you'll see Aid, you'll see some photographs of ourselves and exactly what we were doing yesterday in Portanova. So today what we're going to do, have we anybody watching yet?
Well, there's a good few people watching on Facebook. Joan has popped in and said
Joan,
hi, ladies,
how are you?
but the rest haven't popped
So
in
if
yet.
anybody's watching, let us know that you're watching. So give us a little comment and let us know where you're watching from. Give us a little thumbs up or share the love, give us a little bit of a like. And if you think anybody else might be interested in watching this video, what I'm going to show you today is how to, first of all, how to moss a frame. But instead of using moss, we're going to use some straw. And it's something I've been threatening like the last 12 months. Every time I moss up a frame, and a lot of people ask me, where will you get moss? And it is quite difficult to get moss. And I say, well, you could normally use straw, or you could use Q-press branches. And then of course a lot of people ask, well, how would you do it? And I'm always threatening that and promising that I will demonstrate it. So that's what I'm going to do today, is I'm going to show you how to moss up a frame, but using some straw. So I have a 14-inch wire ring here today. And then also what I'm going to show you how to do is how to decorate it using some dried hydrangeas, literally from your own garden. So this will work out very inexpensive to make. And seeing that we're into September, it's the first of the autumnal wreaths that we're going to be demonstrating live on our Facebook and Instagram pages. So if you do have any questions, comment below any questions that you have. We will definitely get back to you. We answer all your comments. And even if it's just to say hello to us or just make a remark, there's no problem at all. We love to hear from you, and it's great to see who's following.
Victoria is on. She's saying hi from Manchester.
Hiya Victoria, how are you?
Bernie McKiernan from the north, she's
Hiya,
on as
Bernie,
well.
how are you?
And Margaret Murta, I'm not sure where she's from, but she's saying hello.
Great, listen, hello to everybody and thanks a million for joining. So to moss, as we call it, to moss up your frame using your straw, the first thing you'll need is a wire ring. Now if you've been watching me in the past using the wire rings, I probably normally use a 10 and a 12 inch, but I just happen to have a 14-inch one today. But like whatever you happen to have yourself, that would work out fine. And you could use a co-hanger. Now I know again people are going to say, how would you do it on a co-hanger? I'll definitely organise, not today, but I will organise for over the next month or two to get a co-hanger and show you how to make your own frame out of a co-hanger. So that's the first thing that you need. The second thing you need is a roll of real wire. Now instead of the real wire, you could use mossing twine or garden twine or packaging twine, that would do fine. So like the balls of twine that you would buy in the walk around shops, that would work out perfect. I normally use the real wire, just we use it in the flower school, and I just find it very handy to work with. It's quite inexpensive. So both of these items, you could go into a flower shop and you can purchase your roll of real wire. Some shops call it mossing wire, I always call it real wire. And then also your wire ring. I'm looking very casual today because I'm heading to the gym at 2 o'clock, so had to organise to get ready, do this demonstration and then head to the gym and trying to get the body back in order after the weekend of binging, eating and drinking that we're after having. So next thing then is the bag of moss. Can you just pass me over the bag there, Deirdre? It just fell on the ground. So it wasn't a full bag of moss, I'm calling it straw. It wasn't a full bag of straw that I had, but in case you're wondering where will you get the straw, I just opened up this bag. Pet shop. So this is the straw that you can use for your rabbits or your hamsters or I don't know what other animals.
Chickens.
Chickens. There's a hamster and a rabbit on the bag on the front of this. This was a 2.5 kilo bag, but Deirdre had used some of the straw out of this for her chickens already. So that's what I'm using, and I just emptied it into this bucket, which is not very clean looking. Well, it is clean, but it's a bit grubby looking, but that's what I'm going to use. So go to your pet shop, and that's where you get the bag of moss, or if you have a bag of straw. I'm going to keep calling it the moss. I am so used to always doing this in moss. And maybe if there's anybody from the country looking, they'll be able to get their hands on straw.
Just with bales of it around in the fields.
Bales of it around the fields at the moment. You think I'd be able to get some myself, married to a culture. So what you're going to do, first of all, is attach the real wire onto your wire ring. So the easiest way to do that is just catch it in through one of the pieces of metal and give it 2 or 3 spins there just to attach. There's no need to make a knot or anything, it'll just attach there really easy. Then the next thing what you've got to do is get your straw and bunch it in your hand and then squeeze it together nice and tight. This will be quite messy. I was planning on doing this out in the garden, but it's a little bit windy out today and we couldn't get the microphone set up. So what was happening was you could hear the wind blowing. So I'm doing this in Deirdre's conservatory. So just squeeze.
But she better clean up afterwards too, I can tell you.
So squeeze the straw together, rest it on the frame, and then get your reel wire and wrap it around and pull it tight. Wrap it around, pull it tight. I'm leaving about 3 centimetres gap in between each piece of reel wire as I wrap it around. So wrap it around, squeeze it real tight, wrap it around, squeeze it real tight. It's exactly like the moss. For anybody new that's watching and has never seen me do this on a mossed frame or hasn't seen me mossing or is unsure how I do it, if you go to YouTube, so we have a YouTube channel and all the videos on our YouTube channel are free. And I do have one there on mossing a frame. So all you have to do is go to YouTube, search Case Flower School, and then go down through our videos, mossing a frame. I have lots of autumnal wreaths there that I did last year as well, and they're all added to our YouTube channel. So again, another handful of the straw, squeeze it together nice and firm, rest it onto your wire ring, and then around you go again. Now the great thing is if you're planning on doing door wreaths for Christmas and you're able to get your hands on moss, it'd probably work out quite expensive if you were going to a pet shop to buy the bag of straw every time you wanted to do a door wreath. But for anybody that is watching and can get their hands on the straw, is if you strawed up or mossed up like lots of frames in advance, and then when it comes near Christmas I'll be able to show you how to make your Christmas door wreaths as well using the straw base. And as I said, if you're able to get the bale of straw, it would work out very reasonable to you. Anybody that's watching and knows any fields where there's loads of bales of straws stored and no farmers watching, just post the address there underneath, tag yourself in there, and we'll all go down. We could hire a bus, all those dubs could hire a bus. Go down to Kerry there when we're taking the Sammy Guard cup off them. So, any comments so far? Or anybody have
Mary
questions?
Corcoran says, hi girls, he's having
Hey,
a lovely
Mary.
weekend.
We had a fabulous weekend, I have to say. And the wholesalers that we actually went over to, well, I always called it Hoek because it was H-O-E-K, but seemingly the Dutch way of pronouncing it is Hoek. Now, not just Hook, Hoek. So Hoek was the name of the wholesalers that we went to, which is just, can't remember how you pronounce it. Rheinsberg. That's where.
Flares by Jen is on.
Hiya, Jen.
She's
I was actually messaging her this morning. I had a little job I was passing on to her. So we went over there. We flew over to Amsterdam on Sunday, and then we had a day touring around Amsterdam. We done the boat trip, and you know all the usual things you have to do in Amsterdam.
Just to let you know, John Sullivan is watching and he's probably saying, that's my chicken straw.
The chickens won't mind this, John. Sure, listen, on your way home, John, we'll pick up another bag of straw, so I can do another one tomorrow. But we had a great day in Amsterdam, went for a few drinks. We went back to a hotel called the Schiphol Hotel. Schiphol Hotel. Again, Hoek, the wholesalers, had booked us in their fabulous hotel, I have to say. We had a gorgeous meal that night, and then we went to bed early because we knew we were going to have an early start because Holland is an hour ahead of us. So the next morning then we had a fabulous breakfast and we were picked up at the hotel at 7 a.m. in the morning by bus. And the thing is, there was flower shops from Italy. Where else was there? Obviously the UK and Ireland.
Holland as well.
There was some
lots
Dutch
and
flower
Germany
shops as well. Germany, yeah. So there was loads of different flower shops. So who's laughing? What's he saying?
Bernie Hurley said that's a real Dubs bucket of straw.
What?
A real Dubs bucket of straw.
That's us poor Dubs, Bernie.
And Mary Corcoran says, well, I bring up a bale of straw on the bus when I'm coming
It
up
was small,
tomorrow.
Mary. It was small. Don't bring me one of them big bundles they have in the field. So just to give you an idea, that's then the frame strawed up or mossed up. And should the rabbits still have loads of straw, I'd say I'd definitely get another 3 out of that. So 3 and 1 is 4.
I think
and
them
I'd say
bags
for
of
what you
straw are
took
only
out.
about €3 or $4. They're actually not expensive.
Right, so you get 5 frames out the bag of moss for Deirdre's reckoning bag of straw. Bag of straw, €3 or €4 in the
Ask John
pet
Sullivan,
shops.
you know how much it is.
John, if you're watching still, you should be working, but if you're watching still, how much was the bag of straw there in the pet shop? So what I'm going to do now is just with the reel wire, is just go around a second time just to make it extra secure. Now to be honest, with the wreath I'm going to do today, the door wreath, I'm just going to be wrapping on all the kind of like the dried hydrangeas. So there's nothing really going down into the frame. But for Christmas, when you're adding on decorations, you really need to make sure that the frame is really, really secure. So today I could get away with just going around the once with the reel wire, but I might as well show you the right way to do it. So the right way is just go back around again with the reel wire, pulling it extra tight then the second time. And it makes it really, really strong because this is the support for securing, like say at Christmas, for getting your pine cones, your cinnamon sticks, your lemon slices and all your Christmas decorations. I see Deirdre was on AliExpress already. I see there's a bundle of stuff in there already that she's buying. Every time you arrive up to Deirdre's house, there's like another little package has arrived. And it's kind of like a lucky dip what's in it. So there's some gorgeous little wooden ornaments that she's after getting in for the Christmas workshops. And by the way, we're taking bookings already for the Christmas workshops. And 1 or 2 of the weekend ones, the Saturday and Sunday ones, they're actually booked up already. So there's 2 types of Christmas courses that we hold here at the school. One is the one-day Christmas workshop. That's where you will make up your own Christmas door wreath and you will make up a fresh flower Christmas arrangement as well. Plus we demonstrate 3 or 4 different designs that you can copy at home. We supply you with all the handouts with the costing, the pricing and the mechanics and the amount of material that we're using. Plus everybody gets free access to our Christmas package online, which is worth over €200. So that's one option. And the second option is our evening classes making door wreaths. So it's kind of like a make your own door wreath. It's a fun class, but you still like make a fabulous Christmas door wreath. And it's a great night if you're planning to maybe bring a friend along. And we normally have a glass of Prosecco or whatever, and you're more than welcome to bring a couple of bottles of Prosecco with you, and then we can have more than a glass of Prosecco. We can have 2 or 3, so make sure you leave the car at home. I'm around to, I think, where I started, kind of got carried away there. So I'm just going to cut the wire, the reel wire, and the little bit of wire that's left over, I'm just going to stick that back down into the moss. Or the moss. I'm going to keep calling it the moss. Back down into the straw, and there's your strawed up frame ready to go. And if you chose, you could actually choose to make this a lot thicker or bigger if you wanted, but to be honest, there's absolutely no need for what I'm going to do today.
You just asked, Janette, how would you store that?
I would store them on their side, not outside where it's raining. So maybe in your shed. The best thing to do is put like a sweeping brush handle. So pretend my arm is a sweeping brush handle. Put a sweeping brush handle between them, or a pole, and a rope would also do, obviously secure it, you know what I mean. And then just store all the rings like that you're letting the air circulate around them. I'd say the birds might start picking on them, but don't put them outside because if you start to get birds don't like straw. See, I would know nothing about it.
It's hay to eat.
It's hay. When Deirdre handed me the bag of what are we on, straw? When Deirdre handed me the bag of straw this morning, and it was a little bit open because obviously she'd used some for the chickens, I says, here, you shake that bag out, make sure there's no mice in the bag. It's one thing I'm terrified is a mouse, and Scass, if he's over there, he's grand, but I just don't want to put my hand on him. And I know he's probably more afraid of me than I am. So, next stage then is adding on the flowers. So, I hope I have enough, but if I haven't, I'll have to run out this door and get some more out of Deirdre's garden. So before I came up to Deirdre's, I'm in Deirdre's house by the way, I'm not in the flower school. So before I came up here earlier on, I picked 20 hydrangea heads. So my own husband will be having a heart attack when he goes out to the garden. He'll say, all the hydrangeas gone. But they're all kind of like nearly dried out at this stage. And you know what gave me the idea, and I'm not knocking Hook the wholesalers, But yesterday when we were there, they were selling some fabulous door wreaths done with the dried hydrangeas, and wholesale, they were €20 plus the VAT. And I'm looking at them saying, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? I probably still have enough hydrangeas on my bush at home. I'll probably get 2 or 3 more out of them. And I'm saying, like most people, anybody watching there, let us know who has hydrangeas in their garden that they're all drying out. So there's absolutely no excuse. And you'll be well able to make one of these yourself. So that's how I have all the 20 of them here.
Bernie Hurley says, oh Jesus, we have to bring you down to the country, not knowing the difference between hay and straw.
My husband does be laughing at me because everything is a cow, you know, that sort of way. Like, I don't go into heifers and bulls and I don't know whatever, cattle as they call them. Everything is a cow, you know, the way they'd be laughing at me. Now, some of these are a little bit more dried out than others, you know, the way, as I said, I was quickly kind of like foraging this morning earlier on before I come up to the house. So, to get them back on, to get all your hydrangeas on, and by the way, you could do this in foliage, but I'll do that one of the other weeks. We're kind of now into the autumn season, and not going like on last year, every week I did a different type of autumnal wreath, just something that people could copy at home. And then also they're, you know, within reason, they are kind of like eco-friendly because most of the stuff is recyclable, can be used again, or just allowed to kind of go into compost, obviously besides the wire. But you could use the twine. So what I need to do now is attach the real wire on again. Easiest thing to do is hold it with your thumb in the one spot and then go around that same spot about 3 times and that'll attach the wire on for you there, just to let you know. And as I said, I'm not using any foliage, so I removed all the foliage from the hydrangea flowers and I'm just going to use the flowers themselves. So I've cut the stems quite short, I picked all the leaves off them, and what I'm going to do now is just rest the flower, you see, directly onto the straw base. So then with the real wire then, I'll go around the stem, around about 3 times, and then move back a little bit, and then get the second flower, and then place it really, really close, because I want this completely hydrangeas. And as I said, I haven't a clue, because I didn't have a chance, because we're doing this live, to lay them all on it and see like how many it's going to take. So there's 2 on, so now we're on to our third one. Some of the stems are a little bit long, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off them. And the slight different shades in the hydrangeas here. These were all off the same hydrangea bush. So again, just to give you an idea what it looks like. Again, I didn't bring any fancy ribbons with me, like a lovely kind of like vintage fabric bow would be gorgeous on this, or even to use as a hanger. So I'll probably just use a little bit of flowers ribbon just to make a little hanger on it. And what I'm trying to do is kind of pick the slightly different shades, you know, that way, just to kind of make it a little bit interesting. So it's looking really well. So, well, I think it's looking really well. What do you think? Any comments out there? Anybody any comments or questions? All very quiet today. We're probably a little bit late today demonstrating. Normally it's earlier in the morning, but I was a bit tired this morning after the weekend in Amsterdam.
Weekend,
well, one night. It felt like a weekend. We got that much done. And then of course it was great slagging at home because we were slagging, kind of like texting home, saying that myself and Deirdre were on the space cakes and the hash brownies. My husband was having an absolute seizure when the young fella told her, "Mam's on the hash brownies," you know that way. And here he was to Ben, "What are they?" He says, "I don't fucking believe it. I can't believe she's doing that," you know. And of course I was messaging home to Deirdre's family, telling them that Deirdre was ever 3 chasing mushrooms around the bedroom. We weren't doing anything like that. Yeah. And we met actually a lovely girl over there, Yvonne her name was, and she was from a flower shop in Balbriggan. And we were actually coming back from the restaurant, heading to the bedroom, and she called us, she recognised us, and we went over and had a chat to her. So her and her husband, and they had their little 2-year-old boy. I have to say, I never met a little child that was just so good. He was absolutely brilliant. Again, I'll just hold this up just to let you see how it's going. And I know I'm chatting away here and I'm telling you about my magic mushrooms and the whole lot, but
that we didn't have.
But you would do this much faster if you just shut your mouth.
Sophia says hi from Birmingham.
Hi, Sophia.
Serena says so simple but so effective, which it is.
It is.
Like,
very,
it's so
very
easy.
simple. Do you know that way? Like, so hopefully there's a couple of flower shops watching here. Comment if you are. I know Camille in Wisteria out in Skerry sells all this stuff. So if there's any of the flower shops that are watching that sell the wire frame and sell the rolls of real wire, comment below and maybe put up the link to your flower shop, or a telephone number or email address that people can contact you. I know Wayne over in Phibsborough and Bath Lane Blooms, he also has these for sale. So you could go in and you could purchase them. And I don't know whether we do get pet shops watching us, but if there is any pet shops watching us that has them bags of straw, maybe comment below. And again, same idea. Put your Facebook link, put your telephone number or your email address. Put up the price, let us know how much they are, because as I said, Deirdre's just guessing, because I think that's the hubby's job, is to go and buy the bags of straw for the poor chickens. Chickens are getting huge, by the way. If you were watching there before the summer, they were absolutely tiny, and I think she did have 6, but we're down to 5 now.
No, we're down to 4.
Oh, we're down to 4.
Yeah.
Really, Mac. It's like some multiplication tables here, they're vanishing like mad. But I had to say plenty as well, and the 20 heads was worked out plenty. So I'm just coming near the end. So when you come near the end, what you'll have to do is lift up that first head, which is because it's got a little bit in my wire. So lift up that first head and tuck that stem kind of in underneath it. And then when you're wrapping the wire around, try not to bash or batter down the head that's already there. Because the idea is that the head of this flower will kind of camouflage and hide the stem of that flower. Might take a second one, but I'll get this one in first.
Just Mary Morrissey says she loves it and she has a few bushes in her garden. Barbara says great.
What's your address, Mary? Put your address up there now, and she'll be whooping.
And Geraldine Sullivan said, this looks lovely. She's 3 hydrangeas in her garden and she'll give it a go.
Will you post your address as well, Geraldine, I tell you. And we go looking for
But you know, I'd actually love to see if people do make it, to post.
Yeah, absolutely. If anybody makes them. This is what it looks like so far. So,
Mary Morrissey says we sell straw bales.
Is that Mary Morrissey in New Ireland Road?
No, we sell straw bales for €4 in County Limerick.
Right, there you go. Anybody that's down around County Limerick, Mary Morrissey has a bale of straw, and it's possibly one of them big rectangular square ones. Jesus. Square bales, isn't that what they call them? Yeah. Square bales. So, she'd probably get about 100 frames out of it. Do you know what?
Bernie Hurley says you have to wiggle and wangle.
Wiggle and wangle the wire in and out through it, so that you're not, like, don't just kind of come along and bash the wire down on top of it. Wiggle it in through the flower petals, and to be honest, I've wiggled and wangled in there a good few times.
So just think of €4 for a big bale and what we pay for a little bag of straw.
Absolutely. Jesus, your chickens could be living in luxury out there. When you're coming up to Dublin, Geraldine, will you bring up a bale? When you're coming up to, are you cheered in Dublin or Kerry in 2 weeks' time? Probably Kerry. I think everybody outside Dublin supports any other county except the Dubs. So that's our hydrangea frame.
It's gorgeous.
And this is what it looks like at the back. And that cost me absolutely zero. Well, I won't say zero. It cost me the wire frame. And like possibly out of that roll of real wire, I would guess I'd definitely get with 4 wreaths. That's mossing the frame, strawing up the frame. What would you use? What word would you use instead of mossing up the frame when you're not using moss?
Creating a base.
Creating a base. Haying up the base. Strawing up the base. So whatever you want to call it anyway, it's a straw base. And what you could then do is you could make a nice bow. I haven't got a bow, like we just had some florist ribbon here and it's not going to suit it. So like you could make a nice collar bow, you could put it at the bottom, or just even loop a bit of twine or string in around the straw base and you're hanging onto your knockers. Hanging onto your doorbell.
John Muldoon says she's going to give it a go, that she can get straw from her son-in-law who's a farmer. Yeah, anyone in the country.
Most people can, do you know that way? Like like my husband Tom, he's always gone up and down to Sligo. I had 4 heads left.
So
16, 17 heads is what it took, just to kind of give you an idea. Some of them were smaller and I kind of put 2 together at the same time. But if you're unsure, like, so to give you an idea, the 14-inch frame took approximately 20 heads, took me less than 20 heads. But if you're unsure at home and you have a base, normally what I would have done if I wasn't live was probably lay the hydrangea flowers on the straw base, and then I could kind of judge had I got enough and then go and forage a few more before I actually started the base. So we're going to be finishing up now. They're all laughing here. What's going on?
Tony from Anne's Fitzpatrick's Flowers in Clonmel, recovering from a new hip operation. Love your work, but you should be on stage at the gate.
Oh yeah, hope the hip is good.
Tony.
Or Tony, I hope the hip is good.
And Bernie Hurley says that she's going to take a photograph of hydrangeas because some of them are still coming into bloom. Some of mine are still only coming into bloom.
Even with my one at home, there was a good, I only picked the kind of like, the ones that were gone, that kind of dusty sort of colour. I still have some fabulous pinky ones still on it, but like in another week or 2, and then just for anybody that hasn't watched this one today, I don't know why they haven't watched it. Jamie Mac, when you get the notification, why wouldn't you tune in and watch us? But we'll definitely do this again. And then I'm actually waiting on Katrina in Kilkenny. She did promise me about 3 weeks ago. When Kilkenny was playing the hurley that time, she was bringing up a bag of moss.
Did Kilkenny lose? Oh no, they won. They did won, so she's probably still
Probably
celebrating.
still celebrating. So Katrina, when you sober up, any chance of bringing up the bag of moss? I'm only slagging. But I think that's nicer than the €20.
It is nice, yeah, absolutely.
So Yvonne from Mayflower
Vintage
flower shop, gift shop in Balbriggan, because I know you bought one of them yesterday in the wholesalers. What do you think of that one there? Listen, I'd love to see any of your work. Anybody that makes one, definitely post it either on the Kay's Flower School page or on the Kay's Flowery Fun Group page. Either of the pages, we don't mind, doesn't make any difference. And if you have any questions in the meantime, even if you're watching this later on, because it's 12:30 now, so anybody that's watching this maybe at a later time today, and you have any questions, just post your questions in the comments.
Okay, Tipperary beat Kilkenny, so that's why she hasn't been up.
Oh, she's peed off, she is. So Tipperary bet Kilkenny. So Katrina is in the horrors, that's why she didn't come up with the bag of moss. Ah well, Katrina, when you get back in good form, maybe you might come up and support the Dubs there in 2 weeks' time. It's 2 weeks' time, I think so. Yeah. Bring up the bag of moss to us, and I'll definitely demonstrate doing it on the moss frame again.
The straw's brilliant though.
Straw's brilliant, to be honest. You know that way. Just want to test what it's going to be like, say for Christmas, when I need to get the wires down through it. Bit harder. No, came through. There you go. So there's the wire through the other side. So just to give you an idea. And that's the thing at Christmas, is that you need your wires to go down through your moss, so for securing on the decorations. Well, Deirdre, are you hanging out in your hall door, or am I bringing it home?
No, I'm hanging on my door.
So any questions, put them in the comments below, and we'll get back and answer all the questions. And sure, even if you're only telling us up the Dubs, or hope Kilkenny, or hope Kerry loses, or anything else that you have to say. And thanks a million, everybody, for tuning in.